is some extraordinary poetry. And let me welcome to the spinning room stage and to Overload Ian McBride, Jennifer Harrison. Woo!
My name is Columbine. And now they come, the careful Madonnas of midnight blue, who stroke my hair. How can it be, therefore, that prayer regards me as lost, my eyes in lace, sky hooking? I have a noose of hollow air to weigh prayer's loss to its lightness. This mortal news, that each day is daily born, that love is a fish in clear water. Such privacy as I remember, before ever I became a portrait. No one will say that girl was a leaf. No one will say that girl was a leaf. Picture me, therefore, as dressed for recollection. I pass through ghosts each time I leave the theatre, each time I feel the kindness of the sun. Now an actress, I study the faces of birds and believe in science. I'm learning to tell fortunes from the valleys and hills of skulls. Mine was moulded from my mother's hips, my limbs torn from her flood. The umbilical cut was tied with dirty rag. I believe I didn't cry, even though it is the pulse that divides us from others.
Before waking, I dreamt rain on slate. I dreamt fine china carefully rearranged on the stone floors of caves. I dreamt men shrinking, widows walking in the fog. I dreamt choked villages and black vehicles lined up at night in darkened parking lots. I dreamt empty beds and a blue pulse beating in the throats of orphans. I dreamt the still, tense air of dormitories. I dreamt the next city. I dreamt chameleons, mirrors freezing, the underwater shout. I dreamt fallen columns. I dreamt rain on slate. I dreamt fine china, carefully rearranged on the stone floors of caves. Icarus, last words. As I fall, I watch my father float to safety on less rapid atmospheres. His wings intact, he hovers high above me as I plummet. And yet, long after he lands, long after he is held in my mother's grieving arms, it is not his wisdom, but my bright death that will be celebrated. My ribbons of wax, my shout in the clouds, the glassy sea beneath me as I melt and am finally unfeathered. At last I have honored my island. I have passed beyond family. I will be falling October. Firelight. The mask. The painted face beneath the mask. All our fear assembled here, above the ground, where sound has its own meaning. I will continue to the edges of the world. A portal opens in the west. I sent myself here within the dreams of snakes, the rushed return of ravens to the longhouse. Outside the bush, the forests wait, ready for whatever will happen next. A portal opens in the west. Something is wrong. Shapes in the basement, shadows in the attic, flames in the mirror. Something is very wrong. Fear hangs on us, bad clothing. There is no firm direction left. As my compass spins, I will continue to the edges of the world, place my hand upon the night sky as it vibrates.
I am a woman, and that should be description enough.
Yes!
No one will
That's
say
right.
that girl was a leaf. I am a woman, and that is description enough. Bruegel's views are filled with villages, but my favourite is the tiny Tower of Babel, painted on Roman ivory. And Delagrete with her lute running through the streets. Where is she going with her pots and pans? And why is she a thief? I would thieve only ambergris from God. I would thieve God from his almightiness and lay flat his blade against my wrists where the veins are blessed. Look for me in the cartoon of a 1552 tapestry. There's my place, in the woven corner. See? I've pricked my sewing finger. My blood embroiders the threads of my face. Hang me for pleasure in a rich man's house. But don't forget the wasp. In my frame, I sting with stillness. How violent. It hurts to look.
Come here and take another round of applause. Woo!